Welcome to the Emblazing Leaders Vodcast. I'm your hostess, Dr. Talisa Sullivan. Join me as we hear from leaders across diverse fields around the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to our Emblazing leaders out there. I have Dr. Sanderlin. Dr. Sanderlin, I'm just going to say, and I'm going to say her first name too, because I just love Dr. Jackie. I prefer to say Dr. Jackie because she's my sister friend.
Yes.
And we are here this morning on Emblazing Leaders to just pour into our Emblazing leaders out there. I want to introduce to our Emblazing leaders, Dr. Sanderlin, if I may. Let me tell you about this wonderful, amazing woman. She has over 30 years of experience in grades K-12. Now, how many of us have that much experience? She is successful, and she was also a special education teacher, a curriculum specialist. She was a principal, an after-school administrator, a district-level administrator, an executive director of community and engagement. Man, let me tell you a little bit more. I just want to go a little bit more if I can. She also is the creator of the Why Not Incubator, which I'm sure we're going to hear all about. And if that's not enough, she is the former National Leadership Executive Manager at Apple. So I want to just ask our audience to put their virtual hands together for Dr. Jacqueline. Dr. Jackie, say some stuff to us real quick this morning or afternoon.
Oh, thank you so much. That was a lot. I just felt really old as you were reading all that. But thank you. I so appreciate it. I'm so excited to be here. Also with your Emblazing leaders. Wow. I plan on having a great session and also learning from you. Congratulations on this platform. I'm really humbled to be part of it today and excited to have a chat.
Well, I'm humbled that you're excited to be a part of it today. And I'm really glad to have you. I've been kind of following you for years now. So I've seen you, I've seen the work you've been doing. And I'm excited that our Emblazing leaders get to experience you. But I'm also excited, and we'll probably talk about this a little bit later on, that you will be our opening keynote for the 6th annual Q10 conference. And so that is super exciting. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. I'm excited about it. I'm excited. I hope you all come. I would like to see all of you. I can promise you this, that we are going to have an awesome time. And if you are ready to turn up the blades, if you're ready to turn things around, if you're ready to come back and say, I am back with a vengeance. Oh my God, I am overpromising a lot of stuff right now. But I have to say all this because I have to get myself ready. But I don't plan to come there half-hearted. I am so excited. I really am thinking about it. And when I start getting excited, I know that I'm going to bring 1,000%. So I really hope to meet you all. Please come up to talk to me and let's just have a fun time.
All right, let's go. Okay, I do have some questions for you. Several different categories that we talk about here on Emblazing Leaders, because we love to pour into our leaders. And it's beyond an educational space. So I'm hopeful, and so I'm super excited that I have the former National Leadership Executive manager from Apple here too, because from a leadership perspective, we need to hear it from not just from the educational space, but also in another arena. So it's great to have you. And so the first thing that we're going to talk about is navigating this leadership space. So I'd love for you to just share with us about your journey. What would you say that has shaped you as a leader?
Well, that's a great question. And you're right. Leadership is tricky. I don't think that there is any more one definition. I think growing up, you believe that there is, and you're looking at it as a destination, which in fact is the opposite. I believe leadership is absolutely a journey. I think what has built me were all the experiences. And when I say experiences, I mean good and bad, terrible, horrible, great, awesome, surprising, questionable. All of those different experiences help me to be who I am today. And that means, going down roads that look like freeways, sometimes hitting dead ends or U-turns, green lights, red lights, all of that in between. And even questioning, should I even be a leader, is natural. Wow. And so for those who are listening, if you're feeling that way, oh, wow, you are a leader. Because It's a journey, as I mentioned, and I think if we change the perspective of that, right, the lens, we start to realize that it is supposed to be tricky, and
Yes.
that's what makes you a leader. I think what also I would say made me one is being able to get back up again.
Okay.
Resilience is something that um, has been a big part of my leadership. But beyond that is finding out my own identity.
Mm,
I think that was the clincher for me, Dr. Talisa, because when you're looking at different leaders, it is very easy to compare yourself. And
yes.
it's natural to say, she's a great leader, he's a great leader, I want to be like them. The problem with that, I mean, there's a good thing because you're seeing some attributes that you would like to embody or replicate. But the problem is if we don't get quiet enough to find out our own purpose, then
Mm,
our leadership falters and gets clouded and misguided. So once I found out my identity in leadership, okay, because there's a lot of different identities, right? But my identity in leadership, I found out what I was made for.
mm.
And that is critical. That may take time. I tell you one thing, it takes silence and solitude. And when you get silent and solitude and really start thinking about very simply, what am I really great at? Because I think that we oftentimes do a lot of harder things. I mean, it's interesting. If you just do what you're great at, I mean, sometimes you just get paid just to do what you're great and to do
Love
what
that.
you love, and you just happen to get paid for it because you would do it without being paid. I mean, that's how
Right.
much you love it. So I would say, in a nutshell, wrapping and summarizing that back up, is really having your identity developed. And once you identify it, that's not enough. You have to actually exercise it, and you have to strengthen it, and you have to master it. And those things take time, but it will save you a lot of time trying to be someone else that you're not.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I got.
Okay.
I got a lot. So one of the things that I definitely wanted to I wanted to really hone in on was that you talked about leadership. You said good and bad. And the reason why I wanted to hone in on that is because you and I had a conversation before where I shared what inspired, the Emblazing Leaders is it, even though everything is a positive platform, is some of the experiences that I've had that I need for people to know how to navigate, right? And so that's super important that we share those experiences that have shaped us that were maybe not necessarily so positive, because even though we see it as maybe some trauma, someone
Mhm.
else might benefit from that experience that we've had. So I appreciate you, bringing that out, and reminding our Emblazing leaders that leadership is a journey, right? Um, the other thing I really heard and I really wanted to kind of pinpoint was, you said if you're questioning if I about being a leader, then you're in the right space, because it's questionable sometimes. And it's like,
Right.
and the unfortunate thing about that is that it's usually not us that's holding on to the doubt. It's usually someone else that's placing that doubt in our minds. And then we start to
Mhm.
believe that. So I want to share with our Emblazing leaders out there that if someone else is doubting your leadership, just show them who you are and know that you have a skill that maybe they don't understand and they don't know what to do with. I've experienced that many times in my career. Like, people don't know what to do with the skill that I have. And instead of providing me with the support in the areas that I might be needing, some of my areas of growth, they want to say, oh, well, no, you can't do this job. And I want to share with our Emblazing leaders that you can do any job that's placed before you if the people at the helm provide you with the adequate support.
Yeah, I think you make a great point. And what I was seeing was a fire when you were talking. When you're a fire doesn't have to say "see me," right? A fire just is a fire. So
Yes.
whatever your fire is, let me just share with all the emblazing leaders, which is a perfect word, emblazing, right? You're blazing.
Yes.
Be great.
Great.
Let me tell you. it is, I'm about to do a conference. I just got goosebumps when I said that. So whenever I get goosebumps, that means something's about to happen.
Ooh.
Uh, excellence is a word that has somehow, I don't know, just became not as important as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
We have got to get back to excellence,
Yes.
and when I say that is try to be as excellent as you can be in what you do. When you do that, I'm talking to all of those who are listening right now. You just forget about everybody else. And when I say that, don't worry about whether they see you or whether they see your skills. Let me tell you, your skills will speak for you. Your skills will make room for you. Your skills will open doors for you. When you navigate, and you've said that word a couple of times, you have to have tools to navigate any mountain. You can't go up a mountain without tools. You can't go up a mountain without training how to go up that mountain. You cannot go up a mountain without talking to someone else who's already been up that mountain. So there
Yes.
may be some work you have to do, because this stuff, I tell people, I didn't just show up yesterday. Okay. This stuff took, you mentioned how my bio, okay, that took, almost 30 years.
Yes.
So this doesn't happen overnight. It does take some solitude, some silence, some quiet time to really reflect and sharpen your skills. And that might be, I don't know, you might be quiet for 5 years, sharpening your skills. And guess what? When you come out, then what is waiting for you will be ready for you.
Yes.
So that is a timing, and some point later, if we can ever talk about that, has a big part of leadership. Timing has been, because some people want to be the leader they are that they should be 5 years later.
Yeah.
And you can't, but you can take steps. So you start taking the steps. Don't take leaps. That's my new thing as of yesterday, by the way. I don't know if I told you. Don't take leaps. Take
Okay.
steps.
Steps.
Yeah, steps are good.
Steps are good. And I'm going to tell our Emblazing leaders, this is who we have keynoting the opening keynote for the 6th annual Q10 conference. So y'all want some of this. Y'all need to come on out for this, because this is some good stuff. This is good. Before I move on to the next question, you also mentioned a few things, and it just really it silenced me. You said get quiet enough to find out your own identity. And then you mentioned silence and solitude. You said exercise, strengthen, and then master your skill. Can you elaborate on that for our Emblazing leaders out there?
Yeah, and I really physically mean silent. Like every day, so I'll get real practical, because I always like to try to give strategies, at least that work for me. I would say to every Emblazing leader, every morning, find a time to be quiet. And the reason I say the morning is because, before your day gets started, you
Mm-hmm.
need to, and I don't know if that's five, I'll tell you what I do. I get up in the morning and I have what I call my own devotion time.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I say that, I'm not being very religious. I'm actually really talking about devotion is means you're devoted, to whatever. And if whether that's prayer, part of my devotion is prayer time. It's also sitting quietly.
Mm-hmm.
So I sit on my couch and I am quiet, closing my eyes, listening in
Mm-hmm.
the quiet. Which, by the way, is very, very good for your own mental state, for your emotional state, for your own wellness, because the rest of the day is going to be very busy and loud. So you have to be intentional about being quiet. So how long am I doing this? I went from 30 seconds to about an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be surprised on what I hear. Oh, I hear. Hey, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't talk to myself." Well, I do. I actually, and sometimes my quiet is me reflecting with the journal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, things that I want to. Sometimes people use journals to talk about and reflect on what happened. I also would like to recommend to all of our Emblazing leaders to use your journal to write intentions on what you expect. So I actually will write my expectations, like 5 things I really expect to happen this week or this day. Because if I don't make those intentions happen, then I'm walking in a reactive state.
Mm,
And you cannot be a great leader if you're always reactionary.
okay.
I want everybody to know proactivity is in your power. Now, will it always happen? No, but you gave it a good try. And I always say, listen, at least I tried, right? So I just think that that quiet time will give you a little peace. It will give you an opportunity to write down 3 to 5 things you expect to happen. And it will also, more importantly, give you time to hear,
Yeah.
even nature, even the quiet, hearing your heartbeat, and maybe getting some instructions
Yes.
about what you should do. Let me tell you, that has been one of the greatest tips I could ever give.
That's,
And it has been so helpful to me. So that's just what I would say on that. And I think you'll also learn your identity. You'll find out things you like to do. You will just whether you like to journal or not. Everybody has a different idea on journaling. Um, but even if you, I think it's important though for you to write things down because writing is powerful. You will forget it. Trust me. Okay. If you're my age, you will forget it. Next day come, you won't know what you thought about. So
right.
I have gotten into the practice. So these are habits. So if
Yeah.
anybody's taking notes, these are some new habits.
New
That's
habits.
got to be a habit. And if that's not a part of your daily habit, then I promise that you are reactionary.
That's a
That's not good.
good tip. Thank you for that. Thank you for elaborating. So I'm going to ask you, we're going to stay into that navigating that leadership space, and I'm going to ask you to share your experience with managing up. What strategies can
Ooh.
you share with our emblazing leaders as they navigate managing up?
So if I'm understanding and hearing you, that's you're talking about the opportunity to manage up to your manager, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So we're assuming you have a manager, right?
Yes.
And I always say everybody has a manager
Mm-hmm.
somewhere. Now, even if you're an entrepreneur, you have a manager because guess what? You're managing yourself. And if you're really good entrepreneur, you still have other mentors that are
Yeah.
helping you. So one of the things for managing up is to respect and honor the intelligence of your manager. That is incredibly important. I think the wrong idea around managing up is believing your manager doesn't know as much as you. Now, let me just tell you, they're your manager for a reason. Whether
Right.
you like them or not, or their personality, that actually has nothing to do with it. You're not going to like every manager you have, but you should respect every manager. And if you're going to be a leader yourself, you have to, one, respect the leader you have, whether you like them or not. Don't find yourself talking about them. Believe me, it will get back. I'm just going
Yes.
to go straight to it. A lot of people make that mistake. And whether you talk about them or not, if you don't talk about them to someone else and you harbor negativity in your heart about them, it's going to come out in some way, shape, or form. So find a way to build relationships with your manager. That is critical because you can always learn something. You can learn something from someone you don't even like. So if you don't have that mindset and attitude, you're going to miss out on some things that they are doing that can help you. Now, what can you learn? You can learn what to do, you can learn what not to do, and you can learn what never to do.
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot of learning.
That is a
And
lot.
that's a lot, right? Isn't that a lot?
That's a
So
lot.
yeah. And if you what if you decide, oh, they don't know anything? So well, I'm gonna tell you another way not to manage up. Don't go around your manager. You're asking for occupational suicide.
Yeah.
You never do that because you never want anyone to do that to you.
Right.
So find opportunities to ask them questions, to insert ideas. Um, you got to learn their style. See, you have to get away from their personality. And I'm talking if this happens to be someone, that you don't really, care for. You have to get away from that And you have to focus in on, I am here for a particular season. What can I get out of that?
Yes.
And be respectful no matter what. You really should. You have to. Because that's again, you said it earlier, Dr. Talisa, the navigation is tricky. And if you cannot control emotions, to the point where you're not hearing, see, some of the listening you have to do may be to the person you don't want to listen to. Well, that's a strategy, because guess what? They're not always going to be your manager. Hello. Oh, they're not
Yes.
always going to be your manager. And I always like to say, never burn bridges.
Right.
I always leave everywhere well. And that's a purposeful, intentional act for myself. I leave everywhere well. I leave everywhere good. Listen, this world is small. And if you're in the world of education, it's even smaller. You don't
Yes.
know who knows people. And you never know when you have to cross another bridge. And I am, some people say, oh, I don't care what they say about me. Yeah, you need to. You need to. So when you said managing up,
Yes.
that's part of managing up. You're managing your reputation, you're
Mhm.
managing conversations about you. And just because you're not a good fit somewhere doesn't mean you're not a good fit somewhere else.
Right.
But so it's a big part is communication, being transparent, listening and learning, and being willing to take feedback from everybody.
That's awesome. This was titled Navigating the Leadership Space on Purpose, and you beautifully gave information about navigating. And this is what I want out of this podcast. I want people to understand how they should proceed in this space, because the space is not always nice to us. There are always things that are going to be happening, but at the end of the day, you don't have control over that. The only thing we have control over is how we respond. And that's why this the navigational tools that you're offering are so important. So Emblazing Leaders, I hope that you heard all of the things that Dr. Jackie said, because if you're going to be in this for the long haul, as a part of your journey, you have to learn how to navigate that space. And when you're managing up, you have to learn how to manage up positively and understand that whether you believe so or not, you're getting something out of that space. So thank you for those words. I want to move into some experiencing triumphs. Okay, that's the next topic. What strategies have you found most effective when overcoming unexpected challenges in any leadership role that you have experienced? Like, just any effective anything that you've overcome. So, like, what have been some triumphs? Some like, oh, I overcame that, and now I'm experiencing this in a positive light.
Yeah. Well, okay. Which one do I choose?
Ooh,
Which ones
that's
do I not want to share?
that's the better question, Dr. Jackie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I will say this. Let's see. I've experienced quite, in my many years, it comes with a lot of different triumphs. And
Mhm.
I'll say this, I've learned to reframe the triumph as a challenge.
Okay.
Because I think these triumphs are challenges.
Yes.
And when we can get through them, we come back better. When
Yes.
we fail to even go through them, then we have to figure out we're going to have a challenge somewhere else.
Right.
So one of the challenges I think that I could probably point to was, the time that I broke my knee. I came back from speaking in Africa. I came back to work, and all was well. You're all happy, excited. I just got through speaking, by the way, empowering. I was at a leadership conference in
Mm.
Kenya. Had a
Nice.
wonderful time. Helped to build a girls' school.
Oh, nice.
It was just the best experience I've had. And then I came back and broke my knee. I thought, oh my goodness, how did this happen? First of all, I never broke anything in my life. Number two, it was painful. And now I'm at home, right?
Oh.
Trying to
Mhm.
get well. And during that time, you start getting a little depressed
Hmm.
because you can't do anything. And I just was ready to get back to work. And instead, my mother, which by the way, said to me, why don't you take this time to start your own business?
Mm.
And I said, now this is what's interesting for all of the emblazing leaders, who look like me. Our moms don't say that.
Mm.
Our moms say, get back to work, get your benefits, don't you lose your job. And I
Yes.
was really surprised to hear her say that. And I will tell you this to make a long story short, because we have only so much time. If I did not take the advice of my mom, I
Hmm.
wouldn't have written my first book, which is the Why Not Challenge. In fact,
Wow.
that's my shirt. Got my shirt. If you can see my shirt, oh, probably not. But it says Why Not.
Oh
So,
yeah, we can see it a little bit.
oh, good. You can. Okay,
Yes,
great.
yes,
So
yeah.
the Why Not, yay. So I started my business while I was off. I was off for it. I had to have surgery. I had to have. It was a long healing process. But I want to tell you, if that didn't happen, and I didn't have a new perspective, I would not have written my book, which I did. That book took me around the world.
Mhm.
I was a professional speaker with Scholastic. In fact, Scholastic was my publisher. Um, and I would not be doing the work that I'm doing now. I wouldn't have started it. So I can I think my knee got broken.
Oh,
No, I mean that challenge. I mean, listen, and I don't know if you could show it, but I
yeah.
wrote the Why Not Challenge. It was kind of hard to see with the background, but this book came out of me. Now, by the way, I had always wanted to write it, but never had the time.
Wow.
So sometimes life will move on you.
Yes.
And when life moves on you, so you either move with life or life moves on. And life moved on me and created me a space. Okay. It was a painful space, but
Yes.
it didn't stay painful, right? I didn't break my head. I didn't break my fingers. So I don't know. For me, it was purposeful because if
Yes.
it didn't happen, I wouldn't have had my book. I would not have had those experiences. I would not have my business that I have today. So there you go.
Well, not that it's awesome that you broke your knee, but I love hearing how you use that, that challenge as as a stepping like a stepping stone into business.
No
And
pun intended.
yeah,
Right.
right, right, right. I don't know if that was formulating in my mind on purpose, but yeah. So that is awesome, and I hope our emblazing leaders are hearing that you need to take challenges as a win and take it as an opportunity. And one of the elements of the Q10 of the framework that I developed is
Yeah.
growth mindset, and it talks about taking opportunities, taking challenges as opportunities instead of looking at it as a setback. Look at it as an opportunity to move forward. So thank you for pouring that in. I'm going to move into advancing in careers. I want to talk a little bit about mentorship because we both know that without mentors, and you mentioned this earlier as you were talking about, like navigating the space, or whatever we were talking about earlier. You
Yeah.
mentioned, mentorship. You actually can't like move forward if you don't really have someone who's going to help you
Yeah.
get towards that direction. So, what role would you say mentorship plays in your professional development, and how do you seek or provide mentor opportunities?
Oh, well, thank you for that question. First of all, mentoring is incredibly important. It's humbling. My
Mm-hmm.
recommendation that I've learned is find different mentors for different things. So
Mm-hmm.
one mentor is not enough. I have a mentor in my spiritual life. I have a mentor in my educational life. I have another mentor for my leadership life. I have another mentor. Seriously, I have different mentors for different things. I have another mentor in my entrepreneurship life.
Mm.
I have another mentor. I keep a list and I have them who helps me with finances because I am not great with that. And so I need someone who is really great with that and who helps me to learn how to maximize my financial life. Who can help me with investments and economics and things of that nature. So, I have another mentor who helps me with wellness and
Mm,
social emotional learning. Uh-huh. So I actually have like 6 or 8 different mentors for different things, and I keep finding them.
I love it.
So, and I also have another mentor who I work with, who I talk to, a friend of mine, who helps me just balance things,
It's
keep things
awesome.
balanced. So, you know, and I really mean it. I learned that lesson some years ago, and it has been so helpful, because one person, I don't think, I mean, can do all of those things.
Right.
And
Right.
so, in my mentoring,
Mm,
you asked me that, the Why Not Incubator is my nonprofit organization. My
okay.
husband and I built it together. The purpose of it was and is to support youth in being leaders,
Okay.
and learning. And so we work with life skills and enrichment. So our focus is not literacy. Our focus is not math. We leave that up to the schools and for those who are really experts at that. We feel that it was important to help create a mentor type of workshops that are called the Why Not workshops, and we provide those life skills on communication, um, conversations, how to have a good conversation. We're finding out young people don't know how to do that anymore, let alone adults. We talk about time management. We talk about um, goal setting, listening skills, all of these soft skills that are
Mhm.
incredibly important in whatever job you have, team building skills. So I feel by doing that is my mentoring. I also um, have a women's empowerment
Mhm.
um, annual retreat. I would love to have you come. And yes, it's called
I don't know why.
Revive.
I don't know why I haven't heard about it.
Well, I only had one.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Because
I'm
I've been in
there.
silence and solitude, uh, planning it. Well, hey, you have to know when the time is right. I did one. I'm going to be having another one called "It's Not Too Late to Be Great,"
Ooh,
and that's coming up. And then the Revive Women's Empowerment. Now, It's Not Too Late to Be Great. I'm also doing with a partner of mine, Duran Bowie. He and I are putting it together. We're going to have. It's going to be for open to anyone who needs to know that message. But the Revive Women's Empowerment gives me an opportunity to connect with all of my sisters from all big backgrounds.
awesome.
And we also have individuals like yourself who can share your story. Um, and we leave empowered. And we mentor each other. See,
Awesome.
mentors don't have an age limit. I've been mentored up by a younger person. To my managed up, you can be mentored up. You know,
Yes.
you really can. You really can. I'm
Yes.
telling you, you can learn things from anyone depending on your perspective. So those are what how I see mentoring. Find mentors that are gonna, you know, for multiple things that you need. And so to do that, I'm also going to share with Emblazing Leaders, write down your needs list.
Mm,
What do you need? Then write down a want list. What do you want? Because don't stay in the needs world. You got to also have a want world.
yes.
And your
That's
wants are going to be
amazing.
different than your needs.
That's
And
awesome.
some of them might be the same. But you can't get good mentors. See, mentors will find you. You don't always find them. I mean, half of those people I talked about, Dr. Talisa, they found me in different situations. I believe it was divine.
Yes. It
I know it
always.
was, but it was only divine because I knew what I wanted and knew what I
Yeah.
needed.
Yeah.
So, and then once you write it, put it up where you can see it every day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think this is a perfect opportunity to talk a little bit more about the Why Not Incubator, the youth leadership that you do. And I wanted to stop here. And I do have some more questions for you, but if time permits, we'll get to some more questions. But I want to talk
Okay.
a little bit more about that because I wanted to ask, do you reach out to schools and districts? How can schools and districts really bring in the Why Not Incubator to empower their young leaders? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, absolutely. So they could go to whynotincubator.org.
Okay.
And that is my website that will share about that. We do help empower young people, but I also have started what's called the Impact Leader Enterprises. And the
Okay.
Impact Leader Enterprises is another arm. And what we're doing there is providing coaching and strategic planning and professional development for educators and
Okay.
leaders.
All right.
So you can go to impactleaderenterprises.com and you can go there and find all of the workshops that we provide and professional development for all of the leaders. I just wrote another book, a few other books if you'd like to know about them.
I would love to know about those. Can you tell us more
Okay,
about those books?
absolutely. I just wrote also the Why Not Challenge series. So the book that I share with you, the first book talks about building community partners. So
Okay.
I share all of my tips and strategies um, to leaders around how they develop partnerships to create pathways for their schools. We don't have to do this alone. My
Right.
shirt and the title of my book really is Why Not You? Okay.
Mm,
Why not your school? And why not now? And if not you, then who? So it's all about building and creating and generating an energy where partners come and look for you, because there are community partners everywhere: stores, businesses, organizations, foundations that want to partner with our schools to create pathways for our scholars, for work, for jobs, for careers, for all kinds of things. I don't even know. All I know is I was able to do this. And at my schools, I was able to create music, theater, drama. I put a tennis court in. I put a 9-hole putting green in, all free of charge, all free
wow.
of charge, all through community partners. Over 350 community partners I was able to develop with a team. And I'm going to be honest, I started with just 10 and the rest came.
That's beautiful.
So I reached out to 10 initially, the rest came. Where did they come from? They come from people telling each other, saying, hey, that school is looking to partner. So I talk about how you can really develop an infrastructure to sustain, scale, and maximize community partnerships. After that, I just wrote another book called A Guide for Empowering Classroom Communities Through the 5 Cs.
Mm,
That's community, collaboration, capacity, connection, and creativity. And
uh,
you can really build these kind of partnerships internally. So my first book was about, developing partners on the outside. But
mhm.
then my second book here is talking about how do you build those classroom communities? How are you empowering your scholars and teachers and committees and PTAs and parents and everybody? How are you doing that internally? Then I wrote another book called Leadership. It's the Why Not Challenge Leadership Resource Handbook. This
Wow.
leadership resource handbook, by the way, I've got to say, I love it because it is called Leadership Made Simple. It has all of the forms that I worked on and
Mhm.
used to develop all kinds of activities, all kinds of partnerships. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I put them all in there for you. You can revise them how you want, but it is a wonderful resource guide. And then finally, I have a daily affirmations book. I've been writing daily affirmations, Dr. Talisa, and they are awesome. I'll give you one of them, really good.
Oh,
And everybody loves it. It's called How to Handle Your Haters. Hello.
I need that book. I love it. I love it.
Yes. Yeah.
You
And the
know,
very first thing you need to remember is, listen, it comes with the process of elevation.
it does.
If
It
you long
does.
as you elevate, haters will come. But guess what? Usually haters want to be you
Mm,
and they can't. And so you don't waste your time trying to change a hater. You just be the best you can be and you have empathy for them.
yes.
So
Well,
I'm gonna tell you, it is
I love
great.
this.
I have another one in there called Smile, because you have a beautiful smile. Smile
Oh,
works.
thank you.
A
Thank
smile
you. Yes.
works. And just a ton of different other daily. Another one, my favorite one, a lot of people like, is Why Not You? So there's just a bunch of them that it's interactive. You also, have some homework in there to write some reflections on how it's impacting you. So I really am excited about sharing those. They will be available at the conference, by the way.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I want to say again to our Emblazing leaders, if you're interested in hearing Dr. Jackie speak, she's going to be opening us up on December 11th. So the conference, we actually are going to start on the 10th. So she'll be there on the 10th. I'm hopeful. The 10th
Yes.
is actually the evening. And we're going to have a
Okay.
networking in the evening. So that's not going to be, that's just going to be us networking. We're going to try to network with our audience. So we're hoping that you're there for that. And then you will be opening us up on the 11th, the first opening keynote. We're excited to hear from you. So Emblazing leaders, if you want to hear some more of what Dr. Jackie is talking about, y'all need to come
you
on
better
out.
be there. No,
Yeah.
I am going to command everybody to
Are
be
you
there.
commanding them to be there?
I am commanding you all to be there. Listen,
Okay.
you can't start unless we start. And we're going to
Let's
start
go.
first. That's
And
right.
then then we'll have access to your books.
Yeah, you'll have access to my books and my merch and my t-shirts and all of those things, because you know what? You have to create that energy for yourself.
Yes.
And that's what this conference to me is about. We have been given a blueprint with our quantum practices. Now, you can't do any of that without the empowerment that you have within you, because it rides on something. You have to ride it on something. And when you're empowered, you can empower. You cannot empower unless you are empowered. So that's my job. You don't have to worry about trying to figure that out. I'll do that for you. All I need you to do is show up, and we will show out, and I will show you how to move to the next level, because guess what? Your setup is your next step.
That's right. That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay. Thank you for sharing all your resources. Sure. I know it's 10 a.m., but I have a few more questions if you have time. If not, I understand, but I do have a few more questions to wrap us up. Do you have a little bit more time for us? Okay.
Yeah, I have a little bit more time. Let's go.
A little bit more time. And so basically, I'm just going to go with the general insights. Just how do you create an environment where honesty and transparency are valued, yet ensure feedback is delivered with respect and empathy?
Great question. Answer is, you start off with being honest and respectful. So if you want it, you have to give it. And that still works. And people know when you don't. That's the reason why I said, please refrain from sharing negativity with other people, because that birdie will go back on you.
Yes.
See, these are just, I'm just going straight to the point on it. You know, we can't even gloss over these things anymore. If you want that, you have to be known for someone who embodies that and is that. So that's one. And feedback, you know, you can't even give feedback unless you are really good at receiving it.
Yeah.
So, and it's not just receiving it, you should seek it. So find opportunities to seek feedback, whether that's an evaluation, asking people to sit back and tell you. You have to raise the volume on your interest on hearing what people think about whatever you did or said. And I think that will go a long ways when you do that. Most people don't do that. They just, you know, and so a lot of people, they say, well, nobody asked, they didn't ask me, so I'm not going to tell them. Well, then, so that's not good. So what we want to do is change that by you being the person that says, hey, I'd like to hear what you all thought, and I'd love for you to be honest with me. I am learning, I am growing. So, and don't cut them off. When they talk to you, don't say, oh, no excuses, no buts. Just practice the art of listening.
I love that, because a lot of times with feedback, people will be like, but I did that because, and instead of just listening and just taking the feedback. So that's good information. Well, I don't want to belabor us, but I definitely love this conversation. And I know you and I will have more conversations to go. But one question I want to ask you about is, well, first, you've given us a lot of tips. And I'd love for you to just give us a few more things that you could bring into the space in any of the areas, whether it's navigating leadership, whether it's experiencing triumphs, advancing in careers, or any general leadership insight. What can you leave us with on this morning, evening, afternoon?
Oh, wow. Thank you. I love all those time frames because we're global, right?
Yeah, we're global.
We're global. So
speaking into existence, everybody's going to see it. And it's going to be morning, noon, afternoon, evening, somewhere.
Oh, all right. Awesome. Well, I will say this. You have legacy. And legacy of excellence starts with you.
That's awesome.
And legacy is an interesting word because it is not static. It's an intersection time. That means what someone did something for you to get here.
Yeah.
But you have a responsibility to now help those who come behind you. So legacy continues. Think about all of you Emblazing leaders. How are you developing legacy?
Yes.
How are you creating legacy of excellence? Not just legacy alone, but legacy of excellence. Because when you are excellent, that means you're focused on three things: integrity, quality, and consistency. And when you do that, then you are creating a path for someone to come behind you to replicate those things and even do it better. So let's create legacy of excellence. I'm excited to see you. Please don't let me be there by myself, because we are going to turn that place up.
We're turning it up. I'm excited. You know what, Dr. Jackie, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the words of wisdom, the information that you've brought forth to us, your years of service and education, now venturing into, well, you've been into the entrepreneur space for a while, but venturing into all of the new things that you're doing, that you'll be doing for schools and districts. I'm hoping that they can hear these things. And we're just ready to turn up in December. So we will see you.
Why not? Why not? I can't forget that.
I love it. Why not turn up in December with Dr. Jackie opening us up on December 11th? So, all right. Well, thank you so much for your time. What a blessing we had today, just having you in the space. And we will see you in December.
Right, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye now.